everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Amy, of course, and Danny, of course. With the Woolery, this is our final week of Fiber Gift stuff. And as with all other years, we are going to show you some reading materials, I think. Would you like to do the honors?
Yes, I would. We have a great selection this time, so folks pay attention because there is a really great selection. So we're going to unbox what we've got here, our nice books. Would you like to start with me?
Sure, I can start them up.
All right.
So I actually really like this one. I was just having a hard time putting it down when I was looking at it before all of this. It is called Botanical Inks. This is by Babs Behan. I hope I said your last name correctly. And it is full of gorgeous pictures, which I always love. And it's also full of natural dye information. So if you're interested in natural dyes, there are a couple of recipes in here, there are techniques in here, and then there are also some projects in the back, a little handful of projects in the back. So if natural dyeing is something that you're interested in, I would highly recommend checking this one out.
All right, this book right here, we had it early on and sold out like crazy. Now we have it back in stock, Wilderness Knits. I am not a knitter, but absolutely saw this book fly off the shelf. At 20% off now on these books, it's a great buy. But this book actually is it's very informative on how to do these particular type of knits. But it also has great projects, if I can hold it correctly. But you can see the pictures here. They have nice graphics with the actual sweater. So you could do hats or, mittens, whatever. But I think it's a great book. And the fact that it sold so much last time, I guarantee you this one will be a quick one to go. So if you're really looking at this, jump on it, look at it over Christmas, kind of research it if you want to. Any of these books would be great. But a great book, Wilderness Knits. Okay, it was a great find.
The sweaters in that one are
Stunning.
Beautiful, beautiful. It makes it kind of, like, I also am not really a knitter, but it kind of makes me want to learn how to knit better so that I can do them because they're really beautiful. This one is, we try to include sort of like a coffee table style book in it every year, at least one. And this is the one for this year, and it is Cotton and Indigo from Japan. This is, I don't know if it was just a collection by her or if it was totally written by her, Teresa Duryea Wong, which again, I really hope that I said that your name correctly. But it is just, I can't put this one down. I'm gonna buy one. I just love it. It is just a collection of all kinds of things, cotton textiles and that, from Japan. And the work that goes into some of these things is
Extraordinary.
Just amazing. There's a particular one in here that I'll find and show you a close-up of that is resist dyeing. That is just amazing. So if you are interested in having a book that you can just look through and enjoy and learn some things from, but not necessarily have it be like a project-based book. If you want something beautiful that you can put on your coffee table for all of your friends that come over for the holiday season or after the holiday season that they can look at and go, wow, you're into this sort of thing? You can say, yeah, this is the book. It's really amazing. Just absolutely stunning. And of course, there's stuff about indigo in there as well, which I always find super fascinating. So if you like just really super cool informational books with stunning photos, check this one out.
All right, this one's going on the other spectrum here. So this one's Punch Needle Embroidery for Beginners. This one's a really good book because it is for beginners and it uses yarn, heavier yarn, mostly with an Oxford punch, but we do have some different ones. But what I really like about it is it has patterns in here, and a lot of people are afraid to put patterns down on the paper unless they actually have something already. So in here on the back is actually a sleeve of different patterns. So when you go through here, you can actually see what things would look like, and then the patterns would be in the back. So they have a couple of drawings. It might encourage you to do some drawings yourself, but they're very, not somewhat abstract, but very simple. Tells you their tools, colors, different things like that. So also how to use the Oxford different pieces. It's a really good book for beginners. So it is, even the back. So this shows a really nice just simple designs, how to make 3-dimensional projects as well as 2-dimensional flat projects. So it's a good book.
I love the lemon on the front. It's
It
so
is. The
cute.
lemon is cute.
I love it.
And they show
I want it on.
there's all kinds of things it does in here. It's a good book.
It's really cute. Well, and simple is never a bad thing, especially when you're just starting to learn.
And it actually says, Lucy Davidson did this one, it says 12 projects with full size
Full size.
templates. So that doesn't mean you have to expand them on your printer. I guess you could if
that.
you wanted to, but that's a good thing.
All right, and so now I have the next one. It doesn't have a name on it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm missing your name. Anyway, small loom weaving. So this is another kind of beginner-oriented book. We love to feature the beginner-oriented books because it's always helpful. And your New Year's resolution might be to learn how to weave. This might be a book that would be helpful for you. This is a book that is absolutely full of things that are in particular focused on weft-faced weaves. So this is going to be tapestry style stuff. This is going to be, I mean, anything hard wearing is nice to have either warp or weft face. So weft face would be in here. But this is going to be for like Richard Heddle style looms, frame style looms, tapestry style looms, that sort of thing. So not quite as focused on like floor loom type stuff. But yeah, a really great book and totally full of really cute little projects like this that will not only give you something that you can like actively go for and do exactly this project, but will also give you ideas that you can use in the future for different projects that you can kind of splice together to make your own thing, which we always like. So it's a good one.
So this is for the little bit experienced weaver.
We love this one.
I love this book. So I actually have this project, and I had not done double weave because I'm very fortunate to have a large, wide width loom. So I put this on in the studio, and it is actually still on there. But this is Jennifer Moore's revised edition, okay? She's got a new treble tie-up, which is wonderful. Very simple. This is not a hard weave. Follow it from the beginning to the end. She gets more intricate as you go along. But I absolutely, it's got like 2-dimensional drawings as well as the cloth next to it, which is extremely helpful for people because they're trying to see if what they just wove does look correct. But she actually goes through with different projects. I love her tie-ups. I love her explanation of the tie-ups. Make sure you read it from the start, work it all the way to the end. Personally, I have this book. Good book.
I have the non-revised version,
Love
but
it.
still a lovely book.
Good book.
But the revised edition is
Yes.
a really excellent edition.
She does have some great tips. Perfect.
It's just so, double weave is so cool. If you have a loom that is comfortable and capable to do double weave, you should try it. It is
That's
deceptively easy, and it
Yeah.
it gives you just the coolest effects. And you can also like do really neat stuff as like little pockets in it and that sort of thing,
Yes.
which is really cool. She did some stuff on the loom that she has it on in the shop that has like little pockets in it, and I like every time I think about it, I just have to go over there and like make sure it's really real that it actually does have 2 layers, and it does, and it's super cool.
It is cool.
Anyway, so I have yet another one that is a Japanese style weaving thing. The other one was projects from people who are actually from Japan. This is a collection from Amanda Robinette, and she was super interested, there's actually a whole like intro in here. She was super interested in Sakiori in particular, but had a really hard time finding information about it that wasn't either in Japanese or was really sparse and not a whole lot of information in general. So she kind of did her own collection of that research that she did. So this is all about very specifically Japanese rag weaving techniques. Sakiori in particular, let's open up the book and get those. Saku means to tear or rip, and oru means to weave. So this is very specifically about using recycled materials, which is really super cool. So there's all kinds of different techniques and different projects and stuff in here. We'll show you how that all works and what the sort of the techniques and the thought process about it is from like the folks in Japan who actually do it, which is really cool. So if you like rag weaving and you're interested to see other rag weaving techniques from elsewhere in the world, this would be a really good option for you.
All right, so this book is actually on looms itself. And so if you knew how many people called us on their antique looms, as well as antique spinning wheels, but this is specifically on looms, which I thought was really interesting because it's going to start out with vertical looms in the ancient times, and it goes to the smaller, it almost looks like rigid Heddle looms, but they're more frame looms that lay down, and then it actually goes to tools they use, and then all the way to the actual looms themselves, and the history of, basically you can see how they evolved, which is really interesting because I still think today looms are evolving. But to basically see where they started and how simple they really were, and then how complex they are now. But really, it is still simple. So it is a good book. I do like the hand drawings in here just as well because it does show the understanding of how weaving actually got started. So it is a really, really cool one. They actually have some backstrap ones in here. This one was really interesting. It almost looks like an easel. But I'm sure you could weave on anything as long as you have warp and weft. So really cool book if you're interested in the history of it. Or if you know somebody that's weaving and needs this would be a really good one for their library. Good book.
Looms are so cool. They're just so mechanical and they work in such expected ways. It's so wonderful. All right, so another beginner book, right directly in my wheel. I know, isn't it so cute? Look at this guy. I love this guy. Anyway, so another one that's directly in my wheelhouse because I love to felt. Felting is the first thing I ever did that was fiber art related. So this has a special place in my heart. This is by Roz Dace and Judy Balchin. I really hope I'm pronouncing people's names correctly. I'm probably not, and I'm sorry. But this is a really, really lovely little book. They're so cute. I like look at that.
Great shading.
Look at that. Yes. This actually is very impressive to me. The shading on this little blue guy right here is really impressive. And there are lots of things that are particularly helpful for people who are just starting out, but also really helpful for those who have already been felting, like me, and who kind of struggle to do certain things, but are doing it and are doing okay, but there are techniques in here that make it 100 times easier. So this is not just a book for brand new beginners, but a book for people who are still learning in felting. It doesn't hurt to have a book of techniques and things that you can use. Even if you're comfortable, even if you're confident, you can always learn something new. So this book is really good, and it has lots of really cute little guys in it, so you should buy it. I really like felting.
Yeah. So this was a new book we got this year, and I immediately was drawn to it because it talks about recipes and cooking, which I think is wonderful. And then what you cook with is actually what you would dye with. So they would have cabbage in here, for example, and then they would show cabbage different ways you can gradate with it, with the coloring and stuff like that. But it talks about the plants, it talks about the cooking, it talks about harvesting them. I mean, absolutely wonderful. And then to beat all, in the very, very front, right here, in this envelope right here, are patterns. Actually sewing patterns, clothes, where you can actually come here and it teaches you about making vests, aprons, and I think she even has a pair of pants in here, but all of it shows the construction of clothes once you've actually dyed the fabric. Now, I'm sure you could dye your own yarn or your own project that maybe you've woven in white and you want to dye it, but I just love the fact that it's all about recipes and actually cultivating and harvesting. This one is a blackberry, and I cannot pronounce this name right here, oat milk and blackberry something, but it looks really great. But anyway, here's the cabbage one, how to cultivate it, how to pick it. Actually, it's got, if you do natural dyeing and you like to sew.
And you like to cook.
And you like to cook. Which I think all that goes hand in hand. Great book.
Cooking is just art with food, so.
Grow, cook, dye, wear it.
I'm just saying.
That speaks for
itself. That's like a catch-all book. That's actually really cool.
A good book.
All right, so my final book is actually really cute. It is a knitting book, so once again, slightly out of my personal wheelhouse, but in the wheelhouse of several people who work here, who are wonderful knitters and much, much better knitters than I. But this is really cute, and I really, really like it. And we chose it because it was a little bit different compared to most knitting books that we have on the shelf. Most of them are going to teach you how to make textiles, clothing, and that sort of thing. This is all about ornaments, which is so cute. So this is Scandinavian-style Christmas knits by Thea Ritter. Again, please forgive me. But it is all about, let me find a good picture in here. There are lots of really good pictures in here. Look at it. So it's just like you can make little stars that you can hang on your tree or on your walls or make a garland out of if you want to. It does not have to be a tree. You can put them anywhere you want. You got little hearts that are nice and simple and cute. You can embellish them with beads and that sort of thing if you like that. There's one in here that I absolutely have to show you because it's just stunning. Where is it? Ha!
Yeah.
These beautiful little baubles. Look at them. And they've decorated them with like ribbon yarns and beads and that sort of thing. So you can make unbreakable tree baubles if you need them. If you're like me and you have animals that love to get in your tree, or if you have small humans that love to get in your tree, this is a very good option because then they will break and then you won't have to clean anything up. So it's just full of, I mean, like you can make pine cones, you can make acorns, you can make mushrooms. I love the mushrooms. The mushrooms are so cute. Look at them. So if you're interested in little ornament style, little tiny cute things style knits, this is for you. It's really cute.
Yep. All right, my last one too. This is also a new book that we've gotten this year, and we basically sold out, but and we've got it again. So this is Richard Heddle, Weaving Basics and Beyond, and one of the ladies that does a lot of the patterns for Ashford and stuff is actually behind this, because the Ashford books are really good on descriptions and how to do specific weave structures, and this one is, I like it because it's more than just a scarf. You can make pillows, and it actually shows you material, it shows you how it's supposed to look, and it's patterns on them. This is class weft. This is waffle weave, all on Rigid Heddle. Okay, so this one actually, which is double weave, where you're using a couple of heddles on the Rigid Heddle. It's a really good book. Even though if some of the yarn is not available, we've got substitutions and stuff on this, so I still think this is a really good book on techniques. And it pushes you to go beyond the scarf. Okay, scarves are great, but it's amazing. She made a handbag here with the actual flap over it, and it looks like it's a honeycomb weave, which you can do with pickup sticks and stuff. So I think this is really interesting. So it is a good seller, but
it's a chunky book too.
It is. It's a nice book, and it actually goes through different things. So if you're into Rigid Heddle and you will push yourself further, this is a must.
Take that.
So 20% off, can't beat it. Cannot beat it. We've got a great selection, y'all, so you might be buying
multiple books. And this is 20% off of all of the books that we've shown you today. So if you're interested in books, if you like having a nice full library like I do, and I'm sure that Amy does as well.
I love books.
We're book magpies. We can't help it.
Bookaholic.
Really.
Bookaholic.
It's just so nice to have them. You never know when you need a reference. You never know if you need help with a technique that you're not familiar with. So if any of these books catch your eye, then they will be going up on December 30th once again. So if you like books, check us out.
Yeah, please do. And I thank y'all very much. We've got new things out on the website, classes and things. So if you're interested, please look on the website. And we appreciate your business, and we look forward to a great next year.
Great next year. Happy holidays, everybody.
Thanks.